Hello, and thank you for joining me for Faithful Fridays. What a blessing it is to be on and able to join you for Faithful Fridays. I absolutely look forward to Fridays, jumping on, just shedding light, talking about the week and just how faithful God was. Shout out to my cousin LaRonda for the God's Got My Back shirt. I absolutely love motivational tees. And so this one I was able to get from her. I think she is definitely in the process of making more. So I will tag her in the post or tag her in the video so that she definitely, if you're looking for one, go get you one. But again, welcome to Faithful Fridays. We have made it another week. What a blessing it is to be alive and well and here to join you. If you're in the Midwest, we're trending an absolutely beautiful weekend. The highs today is 84. Tomorrow we're expecting 89. And on Sunday, it's going to be 90. So you know the drill. If you're out, make sure that you're prepared and you have the utensils that you need to stay cool. Drink water, y'all, not pop. Pop won't save you. The sugar will take you out. But anywho, this week for me just started off in very deep thoughts. I had spent my Sunday just relaxing, finally got an opportunity to watch the movie Creed 3. This movie left me absolutely speechless with the different nuggets that it was lending. Not quite sure why it took me so long to watch it, but I'm so glad that I did. I love a movie with a good message. The deepest nuggets from that I was left with is that you can't help everybody. You can't help everybody. And you can't allow history to manipulate you. There are so many people that are ready to make you feel bad for the choices that you made with your life. And unfortunately, we find ourselves in debt trying to pay them back. So if you haven't seen Creed 3, go see it. Rent it, pull it up, Netflix, Amazon Prime. It's on all of that. I'm grateful for the lessons in life, both big and small. I was ready to start my week off on a good note. I was convinced that, what I do today matters. It was Monday and I was convinced that a new cycle of power and victory started in this moment. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, but right now. And so that famous quote hit me. The future is a mystery. Today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. All I have is now. All you have is now. We can't afford to waste any opportunity that's granted to us. I needed to be in the flow and stay in the flow to optimize and maximize the most of my week and my potential. If I desire, to really perform at my best, the key is always finding balance and maintaining it. If you're going to reap the harvest of the vision that you've been planting, boundaries, you must learn to properly cultivate your energy and your time. Success in any endeavor is about managing your resources, and your greatest resource is your time and your energy. Don't let them fool you and tell you anything else. When you're able to identify those few things that are worthy of your undivided attention and do your best to pursue them, you will be light years ahead of your schedule. I have even discovered that in order for you to maximize your impact, you need to maximize the time that you spend doing the things that you're best at. And those things that will move the needle in propelling you towards your ultimate goals. I'll be the first to admit that I'm not the best at everything, but I know that there's some things that I'm great at. And so those things that I'm not the best at, I delegate. I allow someone else to do it. What is it, that thing that you're great at? Your state of mind is actually rooted in how you see yourself. That's your identity. It's determined by your standards, the standards that you have set for yourself, which is based on your self-worth and your confidence. We all have standards. What if you told others that your standards are? Tuesday, got to Tuesday, it was all about how you start your day. How you start your day, upgrade or downgrade your whole day. I soaked up the quote by Tony Robbins in which he states, in the moment of decisions, that your destiny is shaped. And I'll say that again. It is in your moment of decisions that your destiny is shaped. Judith Knowlton stated that I've discovered I always have choices, and sometimes it's only a choice of attitude. That's right. I decide the attitude that I lend to the day. I know, and I consistently remind myself that I have to do the best with what I have and leave the rest to God. Why? Because I am not in control. He is, and he knows my next, and he knows my best. I have to discipline myself, in this race of life. If I want to win, I have to say no to some things that I know are going to steal my time, my energy, my focus, my self-worth, and my identity. I have to pray that God helps me to not get weary in doing the right thing. I do. My identity has to remain anchored to the truth of what God is and who He is to me. I want His truth to be the loudest voice in my life. I have to place my hope in God and not in my circumstances. Circumstances change. 2023 for me has been all about meeting the person that I'm destined to be. Every day that you're given an opportunity to close the gap between who you're dreaming of becoming and what you want and what you got to do to get there. Wherever you're at in life, never stop pursuing that next version of you. Never stop growing and expanding your capacity to have a greater influence in the lives of those that you're surrounded by. There is so much untapped potential that we carry. The comfortable road will never lead us to the person that we're destined to be in life. If you don't become obsessed with chasing the better version of yourself, you may never meet it. You, yes, you carry the seeds of solution. You carry the missing pieces of the puzzle, and you're the answer to someone's prayer simply by stewarding the dreams and desires that God has deposited in your life. The vision that you carry is the foundation of what's known as your personal brand. In return, your personal brand is the unique statement you have to make, the promise you stand for, the signature you will leave with the impressions that you make. You cannot continue to accept living life in the shadows rather than stepping into the light of where you're really meant to be. And that brought me back to Creed 3. So you're going to have to see the movie if you haven't seen it. I ended this week with some nuggets from Trent Shelton in which he had spoke about leveling up. I mean, really leveling up. And some of the nuggets that stuck with me, and I want to read them exactly because I don't like to steal anybody's work. If it sheds light on me and it sticks with me, I want to definitely give credit. But some of the nuggets that he mentioned were: stop hanging around people that make you feel bad for running with the strength to live your best life. Stop hanging with those type of folks. Stop hanging with them. It's not doing you any good. If you want to know who they are those that constantly remind you that you're doing too much. You know what? You may be too much. You may be too much for them. You have to remember you will always be too much for people and to people who are not doing enough. If you're changing your life and doing the right thing, it's going to look like it's too much for people who are cool with the life that they have settled for. You cannot afford to hang with lukewarm people. Sometimes they're with you, sometimes they're not. Why? Because when you're in an environment where you're tolerated and not celebrated, it can become hard to believe who you were. It can become hard to believe that you were made for more. You have to be willing to go all in about your life and those things that you're going after. You're going to be too much for the wrong people. I'm sorry. It's inevitable, y'all. It's inevitable. This week showed me that I cannot afford to be lazy. I cannot afford to be passive with my life and expect results. I got to get up every day and I got to do something. I got to do something to move towards my future. So as I close out this week, it is the first day of September. We are in the 9th month of 2023. What have you done in the last 8 months that you can thank yourself for now? How have you stayed consistent? What promise did you make to yourself that you have not broken or that you refuse to break? If you haven't started, what's stopping you? Are you waiting for the turn of another calendar year so you can say new year, new me? Or will you maximize the moment that you have right now? The choice is yours. And so I enjoy jumping on and talking to you guys for Faithful Friday. This shirt couldn't have said it any better. God's got my back. He's always had my back. He's always been there for me. That's why you will always see me give credit to God, thanking him for just being faithful and helping me to get through my week, because without him, I can do nothing. But with him, I can do all things. So it is the disconnect for most. It's an extended disconnect for most. Get out, do some things that your future self will thank you for. Most of all, let your light shine. I don't care where you're at, who you're around, let your light shine. Your transparency is leading to so many other people being transformed. You know the drill. I'll be back on next week, but until then, stay safe and I'll see you soon.